Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Last episode, Sir Cucumber and Percy were arrested by the police, the Saladron police, but they managed to escape the jail and they end up outside of the town, back at the intersection. They're going to find out that they can't go back into the town and the farmies are searching for them. So we gotta find somewhere else to go. Yeah, try to go back to the town, we can't. We also can't go back if you try and kind of game breaks the fourth wall and basically says that we don't have the memory to go back. So we can get some spinach here. Pointless item. There's gonna be quite a few pointless items here, but remember, just grab everything if it's your first time playing through, because between each chapter, Percy always drops any items that aren't needed for the future. So stuff like that spinach will be dropped. So here we're back in the apple shrine, and hey, the apple is now turned red. Maybe it enjoyed the fact that we gave it a flower back in chapter 1. And now it is going to give us a hint. He said the Saladron hates scissors. The Saladron hates scissors. The Saladron's going to be like the boss of this chapter. We're actually going to get to play the Finger Wars or Rock, Paper, Scissors twice in this chapter. So we're going to grab some water here back at from the lake. We're going to check the bush. We see the fern birds there. Check around a little bit. Because after we check around a little bit, we'll notice there's a blue umbrella in the bush. Percy's like, what are we doing when it rains? Guess that's our clue to take that umbrella. Although we won't be using it to protect us from the rain. We're using it to protect somebody else from something other than the rain. So let's head back to the patch. This is where the melons were at, and Prince Lettuce. But we're going to notice that Prince Lettuce is gone, as are most of the melons. The only one who's going to be left is going to be Watermelon. And apparently he didn't look ripe enough. So they left him here. Let's talk with him. He's all dehydrated. Well, Watermelon does need a lot of water. It's in his name. So I guess that one drink that we gave it in chapter 1 wasn't enough. So we're going to give it some more water here now. He's going to help us out a little bit. He'll tell us everything that was happening. There's a Mr. Leek. He was carrying a blue umbrella, so maybe that blue umbrella that we have is Mr. Leek's. So here we want to check the third hole. You check it twice, and first time shows that it's really deep. The second time we realize it's a mole hole. Let's look at that hole. Where's the mole? Well, if we talk with Percy, we're going to find something out here. Apparently moles don't like the sun. So let's use that umbrella to create some shade. And we do that, and the mole will come out. And if we look at the mole, we're going to find out that he is also thirsty. He could use some water. So let's give him some more water from our pot. And then he's going to help us out. We're going to talk with him several times. He tells us about the Saladron monster. He's protecting a yam medallion. Keep talking with him. And eventually he's going to give us like half a paper. And he's going to tell us to go back and talk with the watermelon. Half of some instructions I found near a big tree. Okay. Go and find the other half. And now when he tells us to go see Watermelon, we can go back to see Watermelon. And we talk with him, and he'll tell us where the forest guard is. He lives in the shack over there, so that gives us a new place to exit. We can move to the forest guard's shack where Mr. Leek lives. But he's not home right now. We can try to knock on the shack, hit it. Find out that the leek is soft. And looking around. If you keep looking around a lot, you'll eventually see a farmy walking by, but he don't do anything. Gives you a clue though that we're going to have to be fighting a farmer a little bit later on. So we move past the shack. We got to go to the Parsley Forest here, but we can't because remember Percy can't swim. He told us that when we were in that torture room, and Lieutenant Pepper was trying to drown us. So we're going to have to find some way to help Percy cross this stream. So after you just explore here a little bit, we can go back to the guard shack. And I guess in this amount of time, well, looks like Mr. Leek came home. So we talk with Percy, and Mr. Leek appears. We can talk with him a little bit. But remember, the big thing is Mr. Leek lost his umbrella. So we want to give that blue umbrella that we got back to Mr. Leek. And doing that will cause him to give those little flotation devices, the ones that kids put on their arms to swim. He will give them to us, and then we can use them on Percy. You don't even have to use them on Percy, they just automatically get equipped, and that will allow us to cross the river. So let's go forward, back to the river. And now with the little wings, we're allowed to go across the river. Boss, I gotta cross using my water wings. Oh no. And here we run into a farmy. The same one who was walking by us earlier. And it's a human who is harvesting vegetables. We're gonna see apparently he thinks that cucumbers and persimmons are good. So we're gonna have to fight him. And we're going to use this thing called Finger Wars, which is basically rock, paper, scissors. Now this farmer's pattern is he's going to throw rock first, then his second turn he will throw scissors, and then he'll throw rock again, and they'll just repeat that pattern. We only have to beat him once. You see the little tone up underneath there, that's how many times you have to win. So basically we know he is going to throw rock, so we're going to throw paper. You throw paper by pressing right, left throw scissors, up and down presses rock. And then after you beat him, it's kind of just a guessing game. He's going to look in one of the 4 directions, and you have to just guess which way he's going to look, and look the opposite way. And if you do that, then you win the round. Now, if you lose, then you just have to keep playing him in that Finger Wars again. There's like no real penalty for like technically losing. You just have to play again. But defeating him gets us access to the Parsley Forest here. And this is why I hate 3D games, because they're really, really annoying. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go forward 2 spaces, and then head north, and you'll find a compass. And then once you're at the compass, you get the little compass symbol down there at the bottom, and you just want to move in the different directions. So we want to head south a whole bunch of times. Now we're basically in the center of the compass looking up. So we want to head to the west here real quick to basically just get this pouch. There's a bunch of pouches in the forest. Some have money, some don't. We're just going to take them all. Like I said, it's kind of weird. Like I said, it's odd at first. Once you get used to it, you get used to it. Basically, using the direction systems. I see I have the map posted here. Basically, just follow it. So we're gonna head east another time. We're in the intersection. Now we just head south. And it tells you what to do to go south, which is up. Now you want to go east. Press left, but now east is up because, like I said, we're basically in the middle of the compass, facing forward. I'm going to take a slight detour here to go north. There's another pouch. Now the first time you press the button, you are basically just turning, and then you're moving forward. So sometimes, yeah, turns can be a little bit confusing. let's grab this other pouch. Luckily this maze isn't too big. And luckily we got that clue from the Apple Shrine. At the beginning of the episode, it basically says that the Saladron hates scissors. So he's always going to be playing. He's always going to be playing paper. So all we have to do is basically continue to throw scissors at him, and we'll beat him easily. And then it's just a matter of, choosing the right direction that he faces 3 times. Got a little beep beep there on my phone. Yay! A new ad for my book came out today. Yay! 1 month away. 1 month away. First publishing. We're gonna grab this can of soda. Well, it's an empty can. I'm gonna learn that littering is bad, but we are going to have to litter to basically get to the boss. So we turn around, let's just keep heading south until we get to the end. Then we're gonna have to go west again. Then we hit right to go west. That just turns us to the west. Now we're actually facing west, so we go up to move. Now I want to turn north, so hit right and head north. There's gonna up this way. There's gonna be another junction. We're going to head to the east there, and there's gonna be another pouch, and there's also a shovel. But both the shovel and the can are necessary to complete this chapter. The can is going to be used to basically summon the monster from his home, the Saladron. And then once we get into the Saladron's home after defeating him in Finger Wars, we will use the shovel to dig up that yam medallion that he is guarding. So south, turn west, go west again. And here's that shovel that we need. Let's grab it. Rusty but usable. Let's take it. Lucy's not being very helpful. Alright, now let's move out of here. And we're pretty close to the end. There'll be another pouch for us to collect. And then, like I said, then you'll run into a dead end that leads to the boss. So we're back at the intersection. Let's go north a few times, head west, west a few more times. And then when we get, eventually get to that junction, I got a little messed up here a little bit. So, like I said, sometimes even it can be a little bit confusing. You just, like I said, because your first time you hit the button, you turn that direction. Well, then she gets to this pouch. Alright, now we're going to go north again. That's the last pouch. And just head south again, and then head west a little bit more. We'll be in the boss's domain. Like I said, he's a boss, but he is a very, very easy. Just like I said, the shrine told us he doesn't like scissors. So all we're gonna have to do is just keep throwing scissors. But first, we're going to have to get him out of this evil tree. You can tell it's evil because there's all these torn up vegetables around it. So yeah, this guy must eat a bunch of vegetables. He's a very interesting boss. He's basically a big container of salad dressing with a fork for one hand and a spoon for the other. Here he comes, the Saladron. So he's like a bowl with salad in him on top of a bottle of dressing. So, how would he be able to throw, like, paper. Like, this is... I don't know. He has like 3 fingers there, and how would he throw scissors? I don't know. I mean, obviously throwing the spoon would be rock. But, I don't know. Let's just take him out. We have to win 3 rounds. Always, like I said, choose scissors. And we just got to choose the correct way. We do it 3 times. Each time we do it successfully, one of those little onion things at the bottom there will disappear. So I said, just keep throwing scissors and eventually you'll win. So that's the second time we guessed right. Scissors again. Can we guess right a 3rd time? Nope. So we're going to have to play scissors again. Wrong guess again. Of course, when I need one more time, I have a 25% chance of getting it right, which means it's going to take me forever to get it right. And this final one is taking the longest of all. But like I said, as long as you keep throwing scissors, you will never lose a round. So it's just a matter of time before you finish the Saladron off. So close. Keep going. Yes, this is combat in this game, which I guess it's why it's rated E for everyone. Because there's no, like, real violence. It's funny, there's actually like, you know, that World Championship Rock, Paper, Scissors. So, pretty interesting. Check it out. I think it's interesting. People doing like statistics on and stuff, like statistically, like men are more likely to throw rock than anything. Women more likely to throw paper. So apparently there's a whole big strategy to rock, paper, scissors. I just guess. It's never really used to solve anything really important. But surprisingly, kids these days, like I said, I teach youth boxing. And a lot of kids don't know about rock, paper, scissors. Kids don't know anything these days. We know that it's time for us, though, to use the shovel. Because, well, Percy kind of gave us a clue. So we just keep using the shovel. You have to use it multiple times. Eventually you'll hit something hard. You have to hit it a few more, you have to dig a few more times after hitting something hard. And eventually you'll come across the Yam Medallion. And that's basically your, the medal that's going to get us into the resistance. Remember, we didn't have a resistance medal in Chapter 2. That's why the guy at the electronics store wouldn't sell us anything. He only sells the resistance members. Now we have the medal. Once we have the medal, we can just get out of here. And leaving, well, guess who's going to appear again? It's our old friend Mr. Leek. Apparently he is a resistance member, and now that we have basically defeated the Saladron and got the medal, he is going to introduce us to the resistance. And that is basically how we're going to start the next chapter at the resistance base. And Percy gets rid of everything. If you didn't buy grape juice back in the town, Mr. Leek will give you some grape juice, but since we already bought it, we don't need to. But I hope you come back for next episode. See you then. Bye.